What's good, everybody? My name is Eddie Beto, aka Getroman, and welcome to another installment of Built by Getroman, a channel dedicated to guiding code newbies on how to become a software engineer via motivational coding and also self-documentation of my journey and my path to becoming a software engineer. And today's video, we're gonna pick up where we left off. We're gonna focus on freeCodeCamp's curriculum, specifically trying to secure the responsive web design certification. In our last couple of videos, we've been working up to building up the technical documentation page, and we left off on the CSS part of the project. And in today's video, I want to pick up where we left off in the CSS and try to wrap things up and complete it, at least the mobile view of the CSS of the project, at least get the mobile version going. If we have enough time, we're going to get into the desktop viewport size and work our way into that side of things. If for whatever reason we run out of time, then we'll continue in our next stream, which would be sometime on Friday at 11 a.m. So yeah, man, let's do this. Let's motivate and let's start coding. Let's get it, guys. Come on. All right, guys. So as I mentioned, let's see here. Is this screen? I think I need to resize this. There you go. So first things first, let's get our timer set up here. Okay, that's going. Boom. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up the project. I'm going to use the terminal for that. So let's fire up the terminal. Let's get our file set up and our whole environment set up so we can go ahead and start the timer. I'm not going to start it just yet. I'm going to wait to actually set up my environment to do that. Just to give me enough time to focus here. Just strictly have the 25 minutes for pure coding and not like setup time. Cool. Hope everybody's weekend was well. I had a great weekend myself, very chill. And chill with the family as always, my wife and kids. Always a pleasure. All right, so let's see what we have going here. So I'm gonna CD. Actually, let me blow this up a little bit. I'm gonna CD into my code directory. See what's in there. I think this is this one, FCC. All right, so I'm gonna see into freeCodeCamp technical documentation page. I shortened up the name there just to make it easier for myself. But for those who are seeing this for the first time, that's what it stands for, freeCodeCamp technical documentation page. All right, so let's open this up on VS Code. Okay. I'm gonna shut down the terminal. I don't need this anymore, actually. I'm gonna use the terminal that's native to VS Code and work with that. Okay, so we have this opened up. Let's get this a live server, a local server running. Okay, so here's the this is the desktop view, right? So we haven't accounted for this just yet. I'm going to open up the dev tools and fire up the mobile, what do they call this? The mobile toggle device toolbar. All right, so let's just see what this looks like. And let me shrink this a little bit there. Bring this down. So let me see, can you guys see that? I'm hoping you guys can have a good view of that. Looks good on my end. All right, so we set up the approach was for us to go and code this out, or think about it in a mobile first approach first. So that's what I did, and then work our way up to a desktop viewport size. But this is what we came up with so far, and we were able to get the title going, and you know, we coded out the scaffolding, the HTML, and then we applied some CSS to it. And basically, all we did was create template areas, grid template areas, where we have this as a title, this is the nav, and this is the sections down here, and I'll show you a different version of that. So this is the wireframe we did last week, where we had different parts here. So this is the title, right? We had the title going on here. We have the nav template area and that part, and then we have all of the sections. Actually, what we did, I'm lying. What we did was create one big section here, right? So we had 3 template areas, high-level template areas that would place the title, the nav bar, and one big-ass section. Excuse my language. And then what I plan to do is, when I dive deep into the sections, is to create like a nested grid, I guess, to hold the different sections and then position them that way. We'll see what happens when we get there. Okay, so that's what we did. So that's a reflection of this part. Again, let's just make the connection. Again, better at these tools. Yeah, here we go. So here's the title, here's the nav bar part, and here's the section part. All right. I'm not gonna attempt to write this out here. Just, you know what? I'll do it anyway, just for visual purposes for those who are looking at this. Nav. I'm sorry, that's the title. My bad. This is the title, this is the nav, and this is the section. Let's just move on. All right, cool. So we got it to a point where I believe, yeah, so this is doing this thing. We have it where we have created a nav section where we can scroll to and from, up and down, right? We have a title. This is just a testing suite. And then down here we have all of the content we spent the first 2 videos writing, copy and pasting in. We'll get to that later. So I'm going to show this and compare it to what freeCodeCamp's version looks like. And let me fire that up. I believe, yeah. So this is the viewport side. Here's the mobile version. Okay. Let me hide these timer there. So this is what it looks like in the mobile version. Okay, fairly close. We need to, it looks like we need to readjust some of the sizing, as far as like the font size. There's some like space in here that we need to account for, some padding, some margin. We'll figure it out, and that's for every single list item inside the nav bar. Okay, that's what's happening. Yeah, so we need to do that. Change the border bottom from that ugly red to this, you know, black, cool thin black, you know, grayish color. And yeah, and we're done with that part. Then we'll get into the sections. Okay, so with that being said, I think we have a decent understanding of where I left off. And how do I say this? There we go. Cool. So my version, freeCodeCamp's version. My version, freeCodeCamp's version. All right, fairly close. So let's hop to it here. Okay, what else do I need to go over here? What did I miss? And I think I have this tab open, but here's the last part I need to finish. Here we go. So yeah, again, we covered all these stories. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just keep coding everything out and then just apply some tests to it. Apply the test that they wrote, and if I pass it, then we're good. Otherwise, we need to kind of account for the user stories and pass those tests specifically. All right, so let me fire up the timer here, and we will go into our first Pomodoro here. So boom. Cool. All right, guys. So first things first, I want to tackle. Let's get the border bottom out the way. I feel like that's the easiest. I'm going to use some of my tools here to see if it actually picks up. So this is a grayish. What's the F? That's the border bottom color. So let's apply that. All right, straight Fs. So I'm using this tool, this color picker eyedropper tool, to help me identify colors. So I don't need you. Actually, let's make sure everything's clean and I'm on the correct branch I am. And let's blow this up a little bit so we can see. Cool. I don't need this anymore. We're gonna jump to the CSS. And let's change the color. Let's start coding, man. Let's I think I can just cut this down to the F's. And I know, let's just say gray. That's cool. Leave it like that. All right, much nicer. What else? So I need to also have some spacing above and below. So I'm going to just see what we have here and check the box model and see what they have going on. So they have some padding on top, padding on the bottom, padding left and right on the actual anchor tag. So, and it's okay to look at this, right? Like, this is not like a test where I can't look back at what they have done. It's really just to improve my skill set and make sure that I'm on point. You know, when you code, you're always like looking at documentation. So don't think of this as like, you know, skimming the books, if you will, or cheating. That's not what's happening here. I'm just using the tools that I have available to me, and that's cool. So I need some, so they use padding all around. So let's mess with the padding here. Okay, so that's gonna be, let me go back to my version. So definitely want some padding. And I'm going to do it here in the console first, right? Let's drop down to the box model. I'm focusing, I'm gonna do it on the list item just to see, like, just to make sure that I have a full understanding here. Right, so I'm going to select, let me see here. Let me move myself out the way actually. Where's my camera? Cool, so you guys can see. All right, so I'm going to do it on the list item first. So let me see what happens when I do this. If I add 20 pixels, that's too much. Let's say, what did I say, 10? Let's add 10 down here. Let's add 20 over here. And 20 over here. Okay. So it looks very similar. And their version has it on the anchor tag and not necessarily the list item. Let's close that up. Oh no, I need that for the purposes of the responsive viewport here. Okay. Let me cut down on the padding. Let me cut down on the padding here. So 5 on top, 5 in the bottom. Sweet. All right. It looks all right. I'm gonna do the same for the next list item, but I'm gonna apply it to the anchor tag to see what difference, what kind of difference am I looking at there. So, and then I'm gonna start shrinking the viewport size to make sure that nothing funky is happening. So I did 5 top and bottom and 20 left and right. So let's just apply that. So I'm doing that on the anchor tag this time. 5 top and bottom. Yo, Jeremy, what's up? I see you, brother. Appreciate you checking in, man. How you doing? Jeremy is one of my coworkers at the Knowledge House. Amazing instructor. UX, UI, taught UX, UI classes, taught full stack JavaScript classes, was a student there doing his thing. Shout out to you, my brother. Appreciate you stopping by. Okay, so cool. So here we have, what difference is there? Doesn't look like much. Actually, there is a difference. I have the same numbers in the padding and top and bottom. and left and right is 20. Let's look at the list item here. Interesting. Let me increase this here to 10. Nothing happened. So I guess I need to apply it to the list item, it appears. And let me shrink the viewport size just to see what's happening. Nah, it's straightforward. I mean, there's nothing really funky happening. So, oh, this is where it breaks. So good, because I didn't count for that yet. So basically, I applied the style to the anchor tag, and the same padding top, left, and bottom and right to the anchor tag. In the second example, nothing happened there. And when I applied it to the list item, it actually took effect, like the actual styles applied itself. So I'm gonna go with that instead. So I'm applying top 5, bottom 5, left and right 20. And that's on the list item. So let's go back to here. We are in the media query. And where can I put that? Let's look back at the HTML. So that's for every list item in the header, right? So in the header, and there's some child nodes. So you have the nav, the UL, and the list items here. Do I have any other list items? So I can't apply them generically because I have other list items nested inside of other section tags, and that I don't want it to be like a generic CSS like rule. It's gonna mess with the other ones, the other list items. So I need to be a little bit more specific. Okay, so let's do that. Actually, let's see. Cool. All right, my bad. So here we go. So we're gonna say, can I say I'll target the nav list, I guess? For the nav list, for all the LIs in the nav list, I want that spacing. Let's try that. All right, so we're using camel case for this. Let's get rid of this. I'm not sure, that was from last week. So I'm gonna stick to keeping all of this together. So I'm gonna say here .nav list, and we'll use the shorthand for this. 5. Do I have to identify the pixels? I forget. So it's 520, 520. I think it is 520, 520. I forget I have to put pixels. I'll find out in a sec. We'll see if it, let me look it up. Padding shorthand. I forget if I have to put the pix. I do. Okay, so it's right here. So I do need to identify the pixels. All right, so 520 pixels, another 5 pixels, another 20 pixels. Cool. Let's go back. Nothing happened. Oh, because I need to, let's just put a line here. Forgot to identify the list item. So let's do that. There we go. All right, so we have something very close to what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so there's some nice spacing. It's probably not exactly like mimicking to the T, but let's just see, just to have comparisons. All right, so close enough. I'm going to beef up some of the spacing on the top and bottom. It looks like there's some more space, and then give this whole nav, it looks like there's a border, excuse me, there's a border surrounding, like a 1 pixel or 2 pixel border surrounding that nav area, template area. So I can give that some padding as well. All right, so let's beef up the top and bottom. So I'll put 10 here, 10 there, save, just check. All right, cool. Next, I want to, what do I want to do? I'm using the fonts. Let's just check the font on this thing. Make sure that I'm okay. Interesting. So the font that I select does not take an effect for whatever reason. I'll deal with that a little later. But in the last video, we implemented Google Fonts, IBM, Plex, Mono, something like that. And it looked pretty nice. So it did take effect in here in the top one. So I may just have to incorporate that as well. Let me see how easy that would be. So I do have, for that, I did create a CSS variable for that. So that's on top here. So here's the root, the CSS variables. I did create a font IBM Lite variable. So I'm gonna actually use it on this as well. And by the way, this code is in the description, a link to the GitHub repository. So you can always check it out there. And I'm just gonna copy this, What I'm gonna do is, boom. Let me add that to the, should I add that to, let me see, does that, it works, okay. I'm wondering if I just add it to the whole UL or just the whole document itself, instead of having this CSS rule like implemented in every piece of like CSS code here. So let me see some, what if I did that and made the body okay. Do I have any other, what if I did that here? Cool, yep, it worked. All right, so I do that. I'm not gonna use it over and over again, so I just used it once. So maybe that negates the reason why to use a variable, but I'm only gonna use it once. But just for the sake of practicing, I'm gonna keep it there, and we'll just move on, right? So we don't need the variable CSS declaration here, or we don't need it here anymore because there's some refactoring done and I just applied to the whole body. Okay, so this looks a lot nicer. All right, we have some space, and what I want to do now is, I guess, bold this section here. So let's see, where can I do that? So that's the, would that be this top navigation? Let's see. Do I already have that? I do. So let's say border. Border. How would I do that? I have to look that up again. Is there a shorthand for border? And again, I like to look up everything, man. I'm not gonna sit here in front like I memorize things, because I don't. People that know me know that I don't memorize things. I just like to process them as they come along. It's the problem solving skills that I focus on more than anything. I'm not in the business of memorizing syntax and methods. I know what I want, so I go look for it. Okay, so the whole border top. Okay, what do they have? They have it looks like they have a border top and bottom. Looks a little thicker than the left and right. So is there a shorthand thing here? Left, bottom. All right, I'm gonna just try that on here. That's gonna be top navigation. Where are you? There you go. So I'm gonna say 1 pixel solid red, just to make sure that this thing is applying itself. Cool, okay, that's it. So I'm gonna just pick a like black. Cool, that's good enough. I'm not gonna get into like, oh wait, that looks ugly. Why is there a border there? Ah, okay. What do they have? So there's some space in my version, and I don't want that. Oh, look at that. Okay, so let's see what's going on there. I'm gonna dive a little deeper. Oh, that's the, is that the grid? Yeah, that's the gaps, I think, in between the grids, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so what I'm gonna do is move this over to Firefox, because Firefox has this cool native like CSS viewer thing that it just has more details, and I actually like it. Restart to update. I'll do it later. Okay, let's just squeeze this in right there. And let's do the mobile view. So there's a gap here. Okay, so let's show the grid. Okay, so there it goes. So what's happening is that what's going on here? Is my mic working? Check. Yeah. So there's a gap in between the grids here that I set. So there's like right there. So how do I address that? When I created the grid, that's a grid gap. So do I need that grid gap? I don't think I need the grid gap anymore. Grid gap. So if I did this, which is right here, let me blow this up a little bit. There we go. Let me close so you guys can see. So if I were to eliminate this, awesome. All right, that looked like it worked. Let me uncheck this thing here. All right, so that eliminates the space. So I didn't need a grid gap. Awesome. Shout out to Firefox, man. This is dope as hell. The fact that they have this this view of the grid template containers and all that. So cool. So I need to go back to the grid template container class in my CSS and remove the grid gap. So let's go ahead and do that, and that should eliminate the small aesthetic issue there. Let's save, and voila, gone. Cool. All right, and these links are working. If I click on JavaScript, it takes me to JavaScript. Awesome. All right, I think we're good, man. Let me see. I don't need you anymore. Yeah, man, this is what's up. Muy bueno. We have everything working as it should. And later on, I think when I'm done with this, I'm gonna start like styling it up, like, you know, have a background color, have something like that where it looks more of me, my color, like my my brand. I'll do that a little later for fun as an extra if we have time. Cool. So what's next? Let's go to, let's actually shrink this. Make sure that nothing breaks. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. All right, I love when things work. It's just HTML CSS, but man, let me tell you, like, I'm not like, I love it, but there are times where I don't like it because it's such a, like, the things that can break right with CSS, and you want to get, I think you get in your own head, basically. So I'm trying to say, you want things so perfect that it doesn't look the way you want it to, but learning to get over that. Cool. So let's move on. Next is I think we should focus on the sections now. Okay, so I think we're done with this part. So let's move on to the sections and let's start that up. All right, so let's get it. Let's motivate. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and move down. We're past this part here. Actually, we should commit this now that this is working. So I got ahead of myself. We've done this part, so let's commit this. Right, I don't need both terminals. So let's do a git status to see what's going on. I modified the style.css. So let's add that bad boy. Let's do a commit. And we're gonna say, I didn't set any conventions here because, so I'm gonna say style nav section. Very generic, not that specific, but specific enough for this project. Style nav section, right? What else do I need to say? That's good enough. Okay, and we're gonna push this. Wait, what branch is this? Git branch. Develop. Okay, so git push origin develop. My man. All right, cool. That worked. Now we can move on. And I think did we run out of time here? We got 2 minutes. All right, cool. So let's just talk about the next section here, right? So and then we'll actually do the coding when we come back from our first Pomodoro break. So we have an H2. I'm sorry, we have a couple sections we want to like break down. So what I did in the template areas, and I'll go to the Firefox version, and you'll notice how we create a template area. So we have the title section, the nav section, and then somewhere here it's labeled, there you go, the section area. So what I want to do is be a little bit more specific as far as targeting those elements, those sections, and start like shaping up each section, right? I'm gonna start with the first one and shape it up to where it looks equivalent to the freeCodeCamp version. And once I do the first one, pretty much should apply for the others, at least from a higher level standpoint. And then from there, I'm gonna dive deep into like the little like specifics, like the code block. There's sort of like code snippets that are there, and I want to like style that up as well with a gray background, make it look like a code snippet. So we'll figure that out as we go along. All right. So with 54 seconds left, I'm actually going to stop here and then start fresh after our Pomodoro break. So let's recalibrate. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. right, guys, we're back. Let me just do a mic check because I think my mic is overexposed here, so I'm gonna just lower it. Mic, too loud. Hello, test. Testing the mic check. All right, cool. Gotta do that live. All right, guys, my bad for that. So let's pick up where we left off. And right, so what I want to do now is start the timer first. Boom. We're off to the races. So I want to apply some padding around here. This is hugging the edges of the viewport, like too close. So I want to do like an overall generic CSS rule that applies to the whole section. So I called it, what did I call it? The grid area of section. Yeah, it's right here. So I'm gonna take that and apply generic padding, or margin. We'll see what works, and then apply that, and then start diving deeper into this. So let's do that. Let's go after. Is there a way where I can do that here? Let me go back to the code. So we called it main doc. All right, let's try that. So for the main doc, which holds all of the sections, right? Oh, appreciate that. Yo, Derek, appreciate you. Whatnot Works. Check him out, his YouTube channel, Whatnot Works. Dope channel. My man Derek from the Knowledge House. I appreciate you checking in and joining me in my mic check. Appreciate that. All right, cool. So let's apply the main doc here. Let's say, actually, let's do it in the browser so that I can test it out there first. So does this even get me main doc? All right. So let's try the not border. Let's try padding. What if I said that? Ooh, 10. No doubt. Appreciate you too, man. Thanks for checking in, man. Hope everything is good with you. I gotta see you. I want you to. What's up with your videos, man? I gotta see you live. What's up? I gotta see you jump on this live, man. Get out there. I know you've done some things. I'm watching you. I want to see some more YouTube activity, brother. All right, so let's okay, cool. So I have left and right. I think it needs a little more. It looks like it's like probably like 10. Let's try 15 pixels. 15 here. 15 there. A little more. No doubt. Yo, can you hear the music? Is the music too loud? Like, I'm still trying to get this thing down packed, man. It's a lot of little technical stuff with the sound and all that. But let me know if, do you hear the music in the background? Is it overbearing? Is it good? Just give me like a little check. But yeah, bro, like, I need them YouTube videos from you. All right, so all I'm doing is applying some padding, man. This is straightforward, just to give it some breathing room. All right, a little better. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna compare this to the other version. Keep doing that. So never mind this part. This is the inside. I have to dive deeper into that and apply some CSS into this section here. So like, you're gonna notice there's a bit of an indentation. I'm focused more on like the outside here. Oops. So I'm focused more on like out here, this area. It's going all the way down. Going all the way downward. So it looks like we're getting close. Let's apply some more padding. Let's say the top looks all right. Let's just say that the left and right. What if I said 30? Is that too much? Yeah, that looks good. All right. So we applied some padding. So let's just let's go back and actually throw that in the CSS, and that's I added that. I went and did that in the main doc. In the main doc element. Okay. So let's go back here. So we're gonna say padding, and top is 20. So 20 top, 30 right, 20 bottom, 30 left. Cool. Let's lower this. All right, what's next? You know what? Let me swap this because I keep doing that. All right, so immediately I'm noticing that the H1 tags or H2 tags I created, I have to go back and verify. They are not they're not taking form of an H1 tag. Right, so I have to address that first, and then we'll get into everything else. So let's go back to the code. What do I have here for introduction? I mean, I could probably just throw that in the H1, right? So what if I said, let's do this. Good old H1. Let's copy that bad boy in there. All right, let's just see how that looks. Okay, not bad. There's some distinction in between both, but something broke here. What happened? Is it because I introduced the H1, or did I not save? What did I do? Let's go back here. Let me rewind. Okay, refresh. So it's not that. I think I'm not targeting it correctly. So cool. All right, so what am I doing wrong? The main doc did not take action. This did not work. So am I not doing this the right way? Obviously I'm not. So let's do that one more time. So that's in the main doc. Okay. 30 here, 30 there, 30 pixels here. Am I writing it the wrong way? Padding top, padding left. Let me see. Main doc. What am I doing wrong? It's working here, and I'm targeting the main. Oh wait, did I spell it wrong? M-A-I-N. M-A-I-N. Yeah, it's fine. ID. Hello. It's an ID. It's an ID. Muy bueno. All right. There we go. Let me just okay. I was bugging. Cool. That's done. Now I just need to create. Let me make sure that the others are working. All right, so the other, so I should apply. Yeah, I guess I gotta just apply H1 tags for the other sections. So I do that as I go along. All right, so I need to create some space in between here. It's kind of hugging each other. It's kind of like, you know, scrunched up. So create some space between the H1 and the paragraph text. So we can do that. Let's compare. All right, boom. This also has space in between the paragraphs, which I think I have. So I'm gonna do that here in the browser. Introduction. And let me hide my camera so you guys can see. Where is it? Bingo. All right, so in the introduction part, it's hugging. So that's the header. So do I say for every header, because there's more than one, I don't want to keep writing this over and over again. For every header, create some space, like some padding or whatever. But let's see how this works first. So let me target the header, and let's say padding bottom, I don't know, 30 pixels. That looks okay, I think. Let's say 25. Let's compare. I'm gonna just see what they have here for the header. As far as the padding, they have, they did it a little different, I believe. The header, oh, let me see something real quick. Oh, okay, so they did it in the paragraph text. They added the padding there, a margin. So if I deleted this and deleted this, didn't make any difference. Oh, and the article tag. Okay, I see. So does it make more sense to do it in the article tag? Let's add that back. I'm gonna add it in for the H1. Actually, let me see something real quick. Does the bottom of my article, this is create, so I'm thinking about if I do add it in the article, it should stop here. And then for the next H1, let's see. Let's just add it to the H1 for now. So I'm gonna add it for every header. Right? Boom, boom. Padding bottom 25. All right, let's do that. All right, so do I want that for every header tag? I'm gonna say yes. Do I have that already? I do not in the media query, so. All right, I'm gonna start also alphabetizing my CSS, and I'm gonna clean some of this up because it's gonna drive me nuts. So I'm gonna put that here, and I'm gonna say padding, what did I say? 10 pixels? What did I say? Oh, 25 pixels.
You do it in the streets. You do it at home.
Cool.
The rest is bullshit and you know it.
All right, that worked. Cool. So what's next? If there's like some funkiness going on, I'll just refactor it and make it more to a point where it will apply to all of the header tags and all of the article tags. If I find myself like repeating myself, then I just kind of abstract it out and then like create like more of a generic CSS rule that applies to all of the article tags where, you know, it makes more sense. So I'm not like repeating myself over and over again. But let's move on. So I have the introduction set. It looks like the text is pretty much straight. I like it the way it looks. I like this font. The only thing I want to do is indent it. The indentation part is where I need to focus on. So I have to dive deeper into the text itself and apply some styles on that. But I'm wondering is it just the indentation here that I need to focus on? So let's try that. I'm gonna try it manually just to mess around a little bit, and then if I need to use a semantic way of doing it, so like there's some other HTML block or code that does it for me, then I'm gonna just use that. All right. So it looks like it's a simple indentation. All right, so let's do that. I'm going to focus here on, let me move my camera out the way so you guys can see. I'm going to apply it to the article tag. Oh no, that's not, that's their version. All right. So there's the article tag. So I guess padding left. There's some slight indentation there. Let's make this a little bigger so you can see. Let's just compare. Oh, another thing I noticed is this additional space up here. So I need to fix that as well. Before I do that, let me just compare the indentations. It looks like, and I can move it down a little bit more. Use a little more. Let's just say 15. All right, 15. Let's go 20. So I'm gonna say 20 and move this down. Does that affect anything here? Everything just rolls over. Nothing is broken, nothing is breaking. Yeah, all right. We got ourselves, yeah, it looks all right. Let me see the other one. What happens? Same thing. Same thing. I need to take off this bold. That's what I need to do here. There's too much bold going on. All right, we're good. I'll do that later. So that's all set. So I'm gonna say padding left of 20 pixels on the article tags. And do I have an article tag here? I'm gonna keep this on top. Although it may bug me because it's not in alphabetical order. I may switch it later, who knows. So padding left 20 pixels. Cool. All right. We got ourselves some, it's shaping up a little bit. But what I want to do now is I noticed that there's some spacing issues going on here. So I know that I created some padding in the main doc class over here. And then also I think some padding came in the header as well. So the header tag inherited some like native padding that which was, so the header that holds the nav has some padding on it. So I want to remove that actually. So I need to take this out, and boom, that fixes that. So now we're closer to this version. So I need to go to the header and remove the padding bottom. But I think what I did was, oh, I see what I did here. Why did I do this again? Why did I add padding bottom to the header? Oh, for this. So I don't want that in every section. I just want that for all of the H1s. So I need to change this. Cool. So what I did before was basically applied the same CSS root for all the headers, and I forgot that I nested this navbar in a header itself. So that's where the additional padding came in, and I didn't want that. So instead, I just switched it from header to H1 to apply to all the H1 tags. When I hit this media query of like a max width of 896 pixels. All right, so cool. Next. What I want to do here now, this looks set. Can I just reapply this for all the sections and call it a day? All right. All right, so let me go ahead and move on to the next section and apply H1 and see what that looks like. It looks like everything is it should take effect when I inject the H1. So what I'm gonna do now is basically go through each of the sections and add an H1 tag, and that CSS should like pick that up and make the changes for me. So this is gonna be a lot of repeat here. So for my people who are rewatching, just fast forward it. So you have to like sit here through this. For people who are live, you have to sit through this. Enjoy the music while I just inject and add some HTML content and reconfigure this a bit so that I'm adding an H1 to all of the tags, all of the header, in all the sections. I'm adding an H1 inside the header tags. Type this one out. Oh no, I'm bugging. I gotta put this inside. Let's do this. Try to be slick. Let me just save and go back. Alright, so it's taking shape. See that? It's starting to take shape. Yes. Alright. Alright. Got 2 minutes left. See if I can do this in under 2 minutes. The race is on. So again, all I'm doing is adding H1 tags here. I didn't do that initially because, I didn't think of it. And I'm very sure there are faster ways of doing this. If you know a faster way for people who are live or on the replay, please feel free to hit me up, comment below. Let me know what's up. Give me the intel. Give me the scoop. Give me the loot. Let me know what's up. Hey. Boom. What else? Okay, we're almost there. Last one. 17 seconds. Boom, bow, pow. And okay, so we added the H1s. There's some spacing issues at the bottom, so I may have to just add interesting. I need to figure out why that is. So after the break, I'll do that. I'm looking at some good spacing after the article is done, but for some odd reason, starting from the JavaScript and Java section, there's some space issue going on there. So after the break, guys, we need to go back and address that. But for now, recalibrate your minds, go get a water break, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Back, and let's get this on the show on the road. So we're gonna set up our timer once again. Let me set up my 25-minute timer. Let's get going. Boom, off to the races. Yes, we're good. All right, so basically what I want to do now is figure out why some of this stuff is not applying. Oh well, because I don't have anything explicit in the article tag or in the UL. How about the article tags? What do I have? So maybe that's just an easy fix. I have it on the side, maybe just add some on the bottom. Nothing in the bottom there. So if I scroll this up a little bit here, let's focus on this section. Let's move this down a little bit. So this article tag, okay. No spacing issue there. When I jump to this part, what's missing? Article. What is the difference? Why is this one? I'm gonna apply. Let me try some. Go to the article. Let's just say padding bottom 20 pixels. See what that does for me. Okay, I guess that worked. My only concern is that does this for the first one have more space than the others? So it's 20 there, it's 20 there. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit more space. I wonder why that is. Alright, let's see what's going on here. So if I were to go to the first section, alright, now let's highlight that. This has its own padding on it. Okay. 20. Oh, that's fine. 20. Alright, let's see here. This also has 20. Good. Alright, we're good money there. Let's see. What's going on? 20. Okay, we're good. Yeah. 20 at the bottom. 20 left. 20 bottom. Alright, we're good money. Alright, so cool. So it's shaping up. Right? So let's compare this to the other one. Not exactly the same with the font and everything, and you know, whatever. It's my style. So good. Alright. So what I want to do now is I want to address the weight of the font for the article tags inside here. All of this text, it's kind of bold, right? So if you compare these, there's a distinction from like the header tag, the H1, in comparison to like the text itself. So I want to persist and maintain that distinction. So what I need to do, I apply the generic font rule to all of the text to be a certain weight. So I just got to change that. So I'm gonna go back to the code, the CSS, and find that one. And I think I applied that in the top. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's a actual in my reset. No, in my variables. Where did I do that? So I have the CSS variables. Where did I apply that? Here. So in this CSS reset, I applied a font IBM light. Did I? So I gotta change this actually, because it's not light. This is just regular font IBM. The name. So let me change that CSS variable. That doesn't change anything. It wasn't as explicit as I would have liked it to be, because I think I was testing something in the last video trying to combine the font weight and the font style in one CSS declaration, and I just couldn't get it to work. So I got to change that. So for what I want to do is take all of the text, right? So everything is in the p tags for the most part. Could I say inside the articles also change? Let me do it here actually. Let me just try on the first one before I add it to the code. Let's do it here. Let's go to article. All right. Let's go to element style here. Let's just say font, F-O-N-T, font. Did I spell that right? Nah. Font weight 100. Nah, it's too light. 200. Too light. 300. Too light. 4? No. 3. Yeah, 3 is good. Yeah. Okay. So, cool. That's a bit better and easier to read. It's not as bold, so I'm gonna do that for all of them. So for all of the articles, I'm gonna change the font weight to 300. So font weight to 300. Let me start cleaning up this CSS to make them alphabetical order. All right. As I go through each one, I'll change it. Cool. So this is much nicer. All right, it's shaping up, ladies and gents. I'm happy with this. So we have the introduction section, some text, what you already know, some text, blah blah. Let's keep moving forward. All right, this is all pretty nifty here. All right, all statements, awesome. Don't know why this reference section has such a massive gap in here. What's going on? Boom. Do they all have that? Boom. Yeah, they do. I'm bugging. I guess because, I don't know, it's by itself. It looks like there's more space. Anyway, let's compare. Let's go to the other version. So yeah, it looks like for the most part, everything's pretty straightforward and very similar, minus the code blocks. So I need to understand this bit, this part a little more. So I have to kind of work with that. But for the most part, we got it working. And I did not even need to. I just noticed I did not create separate blocks. So what I didn't do was I didn't create like nested grids, like one there and one there, so on and so forth. I didn't need to do it. I thought I would have to, but I guess not. Okay, so next, what I want to do now is work with these code blocks. I need to I never done that before. I never did anything like this specific. So let's see how to do that. So we need to have a gray background in that section, in the code block, a gray background and border radius, and then inside of that some space to make this look cool. Right, so let's just get them in in gray boxes. Right, let's just focus there. So let's go back to the HTML. I think they're wrapped in a code block. So yes, here's an example. Cool. So let's take this code. Let's store it right under the A. And let's just shape this thing up. What the hell was that? The Italian stallion flag? What is that? Shout out to my Italians in Morris Park. I'm in the Bronx, by the way, for anybody interested. I'm probably like, I don't know if anyone else is coding out there doing this live thing from the Bronx. If you are, like, come find me, man. We can work together. All right, so what I want to do is I want to create a background. So let's go. Where's the first one at? Let me go to the HTML. Actually, no, let me go here. The first one lives in the Hello World section. All right. So function greet me, and mine is over here. Where is my version at? So this should have some separation and a code block. So if I were to target this here, right? Let's just do it in the browser first. Background. No, I'm not done. Color. Come on. Background. Color. Gray. All right. Let's get the correct. What color is this? Let's use my handy dandy tool here. So this is F7, F7, F7. Bet. Let's just change that to hashtag F7, F7, F7. Oh, it's like a light gray. Yeah, I see it. All right, so let's start there. Let's put that in the code, in the CSS. So we say background, color, F7, F7, F7. Cool. Maybe hard for you guys to see it, but I see it's kind of a faint gray. That gives us some padding. Let's just say 20 pixels all around. Okay. And a border radius of, did that change? It did. All right. So it's close. Why is this taking over this section here? That's kind of weird. I have to create some space. Is there some height I need to add to this? Height. 100 pixels? No. How did they get... Oh, okay. Hold up. First of all, his wraps over. Oh, theirs. So greet me is at the bottom. So I need to have a line break there. So maybe that'll change the way it looks. Excuse me.
Come to me, please. Take me there.
Do I say break? I don't know if that's gonna work. It did, but not what I wanted though, because it's separating the... How do I do that? Did they like create like an inner box here, like an inner padding to like wrap it around? What do they do? So if they created a margin and a padding. So code has margin 10 all around. What do I have? Haven't got it yet. All right, let me remove this break. That's not what I want. Yes, pretty much what I have. It's just they have quotes. I'll figure that out later. Let's see, display block, text align left, white space. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. That's new for me. What is white space pre? What is that? Witchery. Let me look that up. White space pre CSS wrap. Is that a trick? Did I just learn something? White space pre. Try it yourself. Yes, I will. Thank you very much. Okay. So white space pre. Nothing happened. What am I supposed to see here? White space normal. White space no wrap. So maybe white space normal? Interesting. What does white space pre do for me? White space is preserved by the browser. Text will only wrap on line breaks. Acts like a pre-tag HTML on line breaks. Okay. So this is a line break. So this will wrap it down here naturally. That's dope. I think that's what it's doing. What do you got? White space pre. Let me try that. White space pre. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's new for me. So the white space pre basically will wrap. So I was trying to achieve like the end of that, the return statement in that code block, just like, you know, get it on in the bottom, and I try to add a break tag. Excuse me. I tried to add a break tag, but that kind of looked funky, and this white space pre does that for me. So it'll wrap the text on line breaks. Like not, yeah, pretty much. That's my understanding. Okay. So my version has this, the part I'm not filling is this. So I'm assuming I need all of this to have a background. Not just the lines itself. So if I had display block, there you go. So it was okay, cool. So before it was display inline, basically. Like it was inline, so now I'm just doing display block, give me the whole block of code. That shaped this up pretty nicely, actually. And I'm missing the border radius. Let me see something real quick. Border radius. Let's just say 20. That's too much. Let's just say 10. But all right, let's change this around. So we got white space pre. Let's apply this in the CSS. How am I doing with time? I got 6 minutes. Display block. Okay, so display blocky. Border radius 10 pixels. Border radius 10 pixels. And that should awesome. That is cool. All right, I'm happy with that. Although these look a little funky there. What happened? Did it not take the space I wanted it to? Let me see. Margin top. This doesn't have any margin. Where these look different? Alright, let's go back to hello world. Where are you? Right, let's just compare. Alright, so their version has, so one thing I noticed is the text is flush to the left. so I think I just need an alignment. Right. Nope, that didn't work. Why not? Code. Let's see. Why didn't that not work? Text align. Inherits. Initial. Justify. Left. Reverts. Unsets. Interesting why the left did not work. I wonder why. Is there something blocking this? It's set to block. Let's see. Alright, what am I missing? Let me look at their version. Oh, they're using... Yeah, that didn't do anything. Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna leave it in the middle. I don't think it's that serious. One thing I did notice though is the line height. Line height too. Yeah, I'm gonna do line height too. All right, I think that's good enough for that part. Cool. Let me just close this up and shrink it down. There you go. Okay. It's coming along. Let me click on this section. Oh, look at that. JavaScript in Java. Nice. Let's look at variables. Oh, look at variables. All right. So I need to fix, so the links are working. That's good. This nav scroll bar is working. Cool. I need to fix these, and I'm wondering why that is. So why is it that the code, the CSS I wrote, not applying to all of the code blocks? So let's take a look at that. All right. But for the most part, this is shaping up to be close to what they have. So if I were to remove that and close this up a little bit more. Oh, shame on you. There you go. So very closely aligned to what we want. This is my version. Oh, I need to... Why is this? Ah, I didn't notice that. It shouldn't do that. It shouldn't float to the right or left. So I need to figure that part out too. It should just shrink to... Why is it doing that? Interesting. All right, I gotta fix that part. But let me just tackle the code blocks. That's giving me some issues here. All right. So let's take a look. So var x 42. All right, so this is in the declaring variables section. Let's go to that. Where are you? So what is the difference between that and the one I wrote before in the hello world section? Is it because of this? I don't think so. Shouldn't be. Oh, it is. Okay. So the spacing. So I think because of the white space pre. I also noticed that using that white space pre messes up the gives it that extra space, and I don't want that. That's not what I want. So is it worth let me see. I gotta figure this out. I gotta look it up. But for the sake of okay, these bars are working. So I'm just gonna refactor some of the HTML. I'll do that after the break actually. So what I'm gonna do is let me go back to the code. So when I come back, I want to look at why that white space pre is given that scroll effect when I shrink the viewport size down to mobile, and that's not what I want. I don't want it to do like scroll left and right. That's not what I want. So I'm wondering if there's another way I can get this to work without using it, but we'll see when we come back after the break. So it's time to basically recalibrate your minds, get a snack, don't go too far, and I'll see you in a few minutes. we're back at it, and let's start the timer. This is actually the last Pomodoro. Actually, oops, let me stop that. This is the last Pomodoro. We're entering our fourth one. So after this, wherever we finish up, we're going to push it up to GitHub and come back on Friday at 11 a.m. and stream the fourth part of this series of working on the technical documentation page. So fair warning, this is the last Pomodoro. So let's get to it, and hopefully we can finish at least the mobile version. All right, so the issue I was having is this overflow here. So I want to look that up. What I did notice though, I don't want performance. If I were to remove this white space pre, that thing is not happening anymore, where the overflow. So I may just leave it like this. I'm gonna spend a few minutes, but if it's too much, if it's causing too many issues, I'm just gonna move on and pretty much call it as complete as far as like this version, the mobile version is concerned. But since we have some time, let's try to figure this out. So I want to actually look up what is actually white space pre doing at a deeper level, because when I apply it, it gives me the space I want, but it adds some extra padding on the right there, or something's happening. But let me just check as to what's maybe in the box model. No, nothing's happening in the box model that can tell me why it's doing that. Interesting. All right, let's look it up. What was it? White space pre CSS. Let's go to CSS tricks and see what they can provide for us. Give us some context as to what is happening. Ooh. All right, the white space property controls how the text is handled on the element it is applied to. Let's say you have an HTML exactly like this. That's what I have, just in a code block. You've styled the div to have a set width of 100 pixels. Maybe I have to set the width. Maybe I have to do that. At a reasonable font size, that's too much text to fit in 100 pixels. Without doing anything, the default white space value is normal and the text will wrap. See example below or follow along at home with the demo. Okay, if you want to prevent the text from wrapping, you can apply white space no wrap. Let me just go down to pre-line. They don't talk about, where's the finally, white space pre-line will break lines where they break in code, but extra white space is still stripped. This looks interesting. White space pre-line will break the line where they break in the code, but extra white space is still stripped. So if I did white space pre-line, what if I said pre, can I change this here? Pre-line. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, so I don't have that thing happening where it's like scrolling back and forward. Back and forward, back and forward. Now I just need to give it some padding at the bottom here. What if I did margin border padding 10 10 10. Okay, what's this extra space up here? Oh, that's the that's compared to theirs. So they're pretty much in the middle. So they got something happening in the padding. What do I have here? Margin. Man, I don't need to do the margin left. I don't think I do. I just need to add let me see, margin bottom. What happened? $13. Nah, can't do much for me. I basically want to replicate this. Text align. Let me see. Where's my text align? Where are you, baby? Text align. What options do I have? Center. Inherit. Justify. Actually need that. Padding. Border. I don't care for the border. That's not what I need. Padding. 10. I'm just trying to play with this a little bit. So the padding is giving me the space, like extra space I don't need. This is like small details. You know, I want to get it similar. I guess I can target and do like, I guess I can add it, do like a flex box thing and center it. I could do that, right? Let me see. I could probably do that. Just have it centered in the middle. So I can say display flex and center that in the middle. Let me refresh the page. I forgot to add, what did I have before? So white space pre-line, let's add that before I forget. So let's say pre-line. Okay. Oh, pre-lines. Cool. So I guess what I'm gonna do here is just give it a display of flex. So let me pull up some of my CSS notes here. Flex box. I think I have like a cheat sheet thing going on here. Is it this one? Yes. Okay. So what I want to do is, so this website, by the way, is called, you know what? I'll leave it in the description but it's like yokesale.github.io, somebody's cheat sheet basically that I snagged up from some other resource. So I'll put it in the resources page for this video. So what I want to do is just center justify content center. No, I want to say nope, not this one. Is it flex wrap? Nope, not this one. Not that one. Not the order. Center. Align content, I think it is. Yes, center. So I got to display flex. Flex wrap. Align content center. Let's try that. So let's say here in the code, we said display flex. Sheesh. What else have we had? flex wrap, align content. Flex wrap, align content. Flex wrap, align content. Ooh, where'd it go? Align content. That's not gonna work. I can see it already. Center. That did not work for me. It wants it in the parent, I think, too. This is not the parent. And the child. I mean, it is display flex, align content center. Display flex, align content center, flex wrap. That didn't work for me. The parent would be, I guess, the article. These are child nodes. Yeah, I guess I can do that, but that's this side has some padding on the left. I have to do that here too, actually. So let me add that. I mean, I guess I can do that. Just add the padding in the bottom to center it. All right, I think so. Let's say 20. Yeah, you know, I could probably get away with that. Yeah, let's just do that. The flex box didn't work for me, so I'm just gonna add some padding left and padding bottom. All right, so let's do that. Border radius, let's say padding left is what? 20 and 20. 20 pixels. Padding bottom 20 pixels, and that should achieve our goal of, there you go. All right, so we got also, yeah, so we got what we want as far as like centering it and adding some padding and make it look very similar to this version. I tried to be slick and use Flexbox, and that didn't work for me. So, you know, we just added some pixels, some padding around and centered it. So I need to go back and fix the other code blocks, the HTML, and space those because I'm using that pre-line. I'm using this this text, where is it? White space pre-line. So I have to go back and fix the rest of the code blocks so that code, CSS code can work. So bear with me. You can fast forward this if you are rewatching. If you're not, you're stuck with me doing the nitty gritty of HTML and CSS, at least for this project. How that works, that's fine. Let's change this one here. That one's fine, this is fine. This one here. Cool, let's change this. Wow, how annoying is this, man? I'm probably sure I can do like a search all and do some spacing there. I never done it, I'm not gonna do it now, but maybe on my own. I'll redo this so I can be a little faster with this refactoring. Okay, cool. All right, boom, boom. All right, guys. So Bet. Let's see the spacing here. Is that what they want? Let me just double check. Let me check theirs. There's space after the code blocks though. So maybe I need to do that as well. Let's see, what do I have? What do I have here? Alright, let's go to hello world. Let's check this one. This has space because after that's the last piece of text in that block. But for this one, it's kind of hugging the text. So what if I did some margin top, margin bottom? But then this will look ugly, I think. Let me see. Margin top, margin bottom. Pushes this down. And I already have space. I don't. Okay. So let's say margin. Where is this margin coming from? Let's refresh this. Alright, I got 8 minutes. I want to just mess with this a little more and then push this up, and then we'll call it pretty much. I think we're done with the mobile version for the most part. Oh wait, I do have space. No, I don't. Okay, so this one has margin top 13. Where did I give it margin top 13? I never explicitly added that myself. Does that come with? Where is that? Where is this coming from? It's 13. 13 pixels. Interesting. Do they all come with 13? Top 13? No. Margin top, margin bottom. Let's just see what happens when I add this. Margin top, 10 pixels. Margin bottom, 10 pixels. Okay. There's space in between. All right, not bad. It didn't do much. See something. If I were to do this, would that affect? It would actually push us down. 10. All right, let's do this. All right, let's see how this looks. All right, so I think I'm gonna just stick with this version here. This looks pretty clean. We have the spacing we need. What's this going on? It's supposed to be a code block. What is this crap? Unicode letters? I have to check that. That looks funky. Anyway, this looks fine. It looks pretty good actually. I think we're good here. It looks pretty clean. There's spacing in between. Let me open this up a little bit. Okay. Yes, sir. I think we're good. Let me go back to that. Sorry for the scrolling up and down, guys. It's just, I know it's probably messes with your eyes and everything, but yeah, you guys can do this too on freeCodeCamp. But Is this what is supposed to be there? Let's see something. This is the variables section. Let me shrink this a little bit. Where is the variable? Oh yeah. So they add all of this stuff here. E to Z. Okay, I think let me run the test. I know I'm not gonna pass all of it, but 10 out of 16. All right, so we have a lot of it done. I can see the nav element with a corresponding ID nav bar. Do I not have that? Oh, I didn't add it. I had to call it. They wanted me to call it something else, but I'll fix that next time. Actually, no, I do have time to fix it. Oh wait, what? Oh no, that's their version. Where's my version? Did I delete my version? My bad. It's there you go. Run test, 10 out of 16. Okay, cool. So I'm missing some of these tests here. So I guess with the remaining time, I'm gonna start addressing these. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. It pretty much does all the things that we wanted to. If we compare the two together, so if I were to go here and do introduction, it goes to introduction, it goes to JavaScript and Java, etc., etc. All right. So let's start working on at least get one of these tests cleaned up. Let me see. Do we have time for that? 2 minutes left. All right, let's work on number 8. I can see a nav element with a corresponding ID nav bar, so I think I'm just missing the ID nav bar. I may have to change this. ID nav, what was it? Nav bar. Okay, that passed. But then I need to then just reconfigure this, refactor this class to be ID navbar. So let's find this. It's the only, oh, okay, top navigation. So these three need to change to the ID of navbar. So let's do that. All right. So let's say ID navbar, that's what they wanted. To pass this test, we're gonna refactor some of this. Save. Let's make sure nothing breaks. Run test. Cool, that passed. So that's because I went ahead and started naming things on my own. Oh wait, did something change here? No, okay. Was this nav bar different? Or am I bugging? Oh, I guess it's fine. All right, anyway, so let's move on. I got a few more seconds here. I'm gonna run another test. And let's go after one more test here, and then we're gonna call it. So the navbar element should contain one header element which contains text that describes the topic of the technical documentation. The navbar element should contain one header. Do I not have that? I could have sworn I had that. The navbar, so let me get rid of this class. Don't need this anymore. The navbar element should have a header. So they want me to nest this in the header? Is that what they want? I think that's what they want. So here, the navbar element should, no doubt. Derek, appreciate you, man, for watching. I'm about to end it, so I got like another 2 minutes, and I'm gonna end this thing and do a recap, and then I'll see you next time, man. Let me know what's up with those videos. I'll come check you out. I'll subscribe. Well, I think I already subscribed, but let me know what's up, man. All right, cool. So yeah, so we're running out of time. So let's try to fix this last one, then we'll call it, and pick it up next this Friday. So the navbar element should contain one header element which contains text that describes the topic of the technical documentation. I don't understand what they mean by this. Should contain only one. Hold up. All right, so I'm gonna stop there actually. So I'm gonna do is let's take a short break and let's recap what we've done. And I'm gonna save the remaining test suite and trying to solve that on Friday stream. So we'll be back on Friday at 11 a.m. But for now, let's take a quick two minute Pomodoro break, and we'll come back and recap what we've done this video and talk about next steps. So we're back, and this is basically a recap of what we have done so far in this video. The coding has come to an end, unfortunately. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Derek and Jeremy for checking in on me. I appreciate you 100%. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. and just give me that energy and those vibes that I need that to keep going. So basically what we did today was pick up on the CSS where we left off. We were able to finish the nav bar section and work through some of the sections, all of the content that held all of the documentation, the actual text, and style that up. We were able to like style some of the HTML on a higher level, then kind of dive deep into the like the actual like text itself and the code blocks, and work with those and try to style it up to match what freeCodeCamp has on their end. So I'm very happy with the result. I feel like we achieved the goals that we wanted to. Now we need to for next steps, right? For next steps, now we need to pass those tests, the test suite that freeCodeCamp has provided us with, to make sure that we're matching what they want. So I went ahead in the previous videos and started naming classes and IDs on my own, and now I need to go back and factor those classes and IDs to match what the test is asking me to do. So that's why it's good to have unit tests that keeps you in check, and so you don't go off on a tangent, start naming things, naming classes and HTML elements, classes and IDs that don't match with the unit test. So cool. So that's it for this video. So we talked about the recap in this video. I hope you guys learned something. I learned something as well about the pre-line, the CSS white space pre-line. I didn't know that was a thing. So cool. I'm happy about that. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you for sticking with me. For those who are in the situation I am, as I always say, stay motivated, keep going. The environment right now is kind of crazy as far as the job market and trying to get into this tech field. For those who are applying for jobs, keep going. I'm also applying for jobs nonstop. I'm getting rejected. I'm getting some interviews. It's up and down, but this YouTube thing keeps me going. So stay motivated. Keep coding. ABC, always be coding, never give up. And please join me in the next video. I'll be streaming on Friday at 11 a.m. and we'll pick up where we left off and finish this freeCodeCamp technical documentation page. So I'll see you then. Find me on Twitter, find me on LinkedIn, and as always, never stop building, guys. Peace and love.